Welcome.
Let's see who's on the show tonight. Hey Louise, how are you? Hey Julie, how are you tonight? Yay, you caught one. Caught us.
Caught us.
Janice, how are you tonight? It's been a while. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Carol, how are you tonight? Stephanie, Donna, Lana, how are you doing? Kathy,
Welcome.
welcome to the show. Hey Cindy, how are you doing? Patsy, welcome to the show.
Let's get our sound check going.
Let's do a check on YouTube.
We have to
Facebook.
say something if we're going to have them check the sound. It just,
Hello, hello, hello.
Can't I say check the sound and then not
YouTube
say anything,
check
right?
and a check.
Check and check.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Need a Facebook one. How's FB? FB?
Just counting pieces.
Facebook is good. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Sound is okay on Facebook. Thank you very much. Stephanie, how are you?
Give
Loud
everybody a
and
minute
clear.
to get joined. We are working. Let me try that with some juice. We are working on block 3 of our fall table runner. So L will have fall a little bit. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, who are we, Joan? I think everybody's got past the check and everything here. So
Great. So we are Quilters HQ, Sewing Machines Express, and Windmill Sewing Center. The websites are quiltershq.com, QHQ2.com, and windmillsewingcenter.com. Anything we talk about is available on pretty much all of the websites. My favorite tools, some glue, just stuff. And like I said, we are working on block 3 of our fall table runner. And let's just dive right in. So if you're joining us for the first time tonight, this is available on the Quilters HQ website. If you go there, it's right on the landing page. I'm going to turn this back around so I can see the directions. We need 10 patches of green with die shape number 5. And if you don't have AccuQuilt, I can highly recommend it. But if you don't have it, the rotary cutting instructions are included on this one. So I have 4, so I'm going to cut out a few more. So if I do 3 passes, 6 layers is 12.
So Nikki, how are you tonight?
Welcome. Voila. So I had 4 and 6, that's 10. Yep. Set those aside. I was cleaning up my scraps and I cut them all into 2.5-inch squares. And then I have 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to cut some more of those because I need 10 of those as well.
Hello, Greg. How are you? Hey, Karen. Welcome to the show.
I'm going to take 2 out. But with that stack, And then I have all of those cut for the next block too. 10 of those. We
Hey,
need
Cheryl.
15. Put my pieces over here. And I have 3.
She is preparing a wool project for traveling on Thursday while watching. That is multitasking at its finest right there.
That is the way to travel.
Holidays are upon us.
I had this little piece left earlier, so I'm going to use that. That's going to get me 8 and 16.
Oh, Janice has all the blocks done. Just need to join them.
Nice.
Hey, Cecilia, how are you tonight?
How many did I say? 15. So there's 6. Oops. Didn't quite cut all the way through. I'm about due for a new mat. It's 12. And then there's 15. And put those aside for next week. And I already have these cut from last week. And then we are working with the green, and I need 9 patches of this. Since I'm going to cut it into 2-inch squares, what's left, I'm going to go ahead and cut all of, well, I'll cut this last piece when we're not all together. So what else is everybody working on? I'm still working on my holiday quilt, and I'm working on getting caught up on my AccuQuilt Club project.
There's a kit for this, correct?
There is a kit for this. The kit was $24.99. Pattern is on the Quilters HQ website. And they are separate. Okay, so I need 9 of these. I can tell I need a new mat because this one actually has a crack in it. I don't know if you can see it.
It's still functioning.
It's still working. I will use it until it's not cutting fabric anymore. I need 9 of these, so 6 plus 3.
Is there a kit for this table runner?
There is. It is on the same page. You can order the kit right there on the spot, on the same page as the download for the pattern.
Julie's traveling to the mountains of North Alabama in the camper in tow.
Nice.
This might be a good one to play with decorative stitches along the lettering. Good idea.
For sure, no doubt. Your kit is going to have
Hey,
a
Carol,
little bit,
welcome to the show.
if you get a kit, it's going to have a little bit different color for the F because I didn't think there was enough contrast after I sewed that one out. So we went with a little bit darker, richer color. So let's go ahead and...
So Joan gave herself a fail on the F and changed the color.
Are these kitchen shears?
They are looking like kitchen, like they were out of the kitchen.
No, seriously, they are.
They're the ones out of the kitchen. I don't know why they're here.
I don't know how they got back here. We actually have a full kitchen here, and okay.
Thinking of make a couple of double-ended pot holders as long and has pockets on both ends. Did I mention I hate autocorrect? I do, as a matter of fact, and autofill doesn't seem to work very well either.
So I am sewing on the Bernina 570 Cafe edition. It is pretty. So I mentioned it last week. We still have it. So we did have a couple of people come in and look at it, but no takers yet. So this machine is for sale at a discounted price. If you because I've sewn on it more than we typically do on a floor model. And so if you're thinking about a nice little travel machine, this is a nice size and you get the brand new quality that goes along with it. So I'm going to start by sewing all of my half square triangles together. Robert?
Yep.
Can you get the insert for this? I don't know, the insert, the table, in just a second. I cut this off because I don't have the straight stitch plate on the machine. We typically don't get out all of the accessories when we're showing them on in the store. It's a lot to keep track of, and we get them confused sometimes.
Julie said she got your pineapple pattern for the AccuQuilt.
Oh, good.
She's excited about starting it.
Pineapple pattern. Oh, she bought it online, or I know who she is. Press her foot. There we go. See if I can get that past. Just made it. Yeah, that's a fun project. If anybody doesn't know, that was a project we did in AccuQuilt. So I cut off a leader because I don't have the straight stitch plate attached, and I don't want my corners to sink down into the zigzag hole. Adjust my stitch length. I like 1.8 stitches. It does slow you down a little bit, but when you're chain piecing and you cut those pieces apart, it doesn't. I used to use a 2.5 millimeter, and when I would cut the pieces apart, like a couple of the stitches would come out as well. And so I don't remember where I learned it. But if you change your stitch to, and we're not quite threaded right here, so I'm going to do what we tell you to do at the end of every show. I'm going to check my thread path. Let me just cut this. So if you, now I messed it up even worse. Okay, now we're good. If you change your stitch to 1.8 millimeters and you chain piece like this, then your stitches won't come out when you cut all your pieces apart. So I pretty much leave my machine set for that. And I'm also using the little guide here, which gets me my perfect 1/4 inch seam. I say it over and over, I am not that good of a sewer. I just have good tools.
Hey Miranda, how are you tonight? Tom, sir, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you, Tom. I much appreciate it. So the stitched pink quilt top is assembled and just needs some borders.
You're ahead of me. Although there's one in a bag right here next to us. I think it's Rebecca's. Yeah, it's a completed
So
one.
do we want to do a show and tell?
Oops, now I broke my thread.
Thread break.
My leader thread. Let me flip it over because I'm making a mess out of this. I like it. She put a dark pink border on it.
Yeah, I think this is really nice.
Oh, it's stunning.
It makes it kind of
pop.
really show well.
It's upside down.
Okay. I can't see that side, but that's your trick. Now I'm following suit.
That turned out gorgeous. I love the dark maroon border between the blocks. Our store sample didn't have the border in it.
Oh, sorry. Well, Rebecca, we showed and tell.
You know, Rebecca wasn't a quilter before she started working here.
Yeah, you know.
We converted her.
Very pretty. Colors really came out.
Very pretty. Oh, and I did it again. I don't know why I'm struggling with this tonight. It's gonna be that night. All right, let's start this again. And I broke my thread.
Do over.
I know, right?
That's the great thing about sewing. You can just do a do-over. Redo.
Redo. Rethread. Would be much easier if I had the straight stitch plate, but I don't, so here we are.
So I was working hard here.
I am.
The intensity is mounting.
This happens to everybody. I am certain all of you understand. Sometimes your machine just doesn't want to cooperate. It's not really the machine. It's you. Oh.
And they're off.
And we're off. Let's try it again. Now I just sewed my foot into my thread. There we go.
So
It's
one more
okay.
week. And this
One more week of
table
this
runner
one.
be done.
Yeah, I think we'll do something small. Okay.
So yeah, she can get the pattern right off. You can get the pattern right off the website, Karen. Sorry that you've been sick. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. We do understand the brain fog though.
No
That
kidding.
happens. Yeah. So yeah, you can just download the pattern. Donna, how are you tonight?
Sorry, I'm disappearing here for a second because I'm putting the bobbin back in and I have to be able to see.
And then you can just make it out of whatever fabrics that you want.
Alright, let's try this one last time, and then if this doesn't work, I'm going to fire this machine and start with another.
Not really, you're gonna make a change out.
Okay, now you want to sew fine. bobbin was off.
It could be, right?
Yep, I think it was. I'll have to look at my other pieces and make sure they're good, because I don't want this falling apart after. Oh.
Get some stuff down, or some stuff stuck down in there.
Maybe. Happens.
It does.
No pressure.
Yeah, none. None at all. Cheyenne, hello. Hey Peggy, how are you? Doing some strip cutting, huh?
I need one more set because I murdered that last set. This is why we buy extra.
Never know when you're gonna need it.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Andy, when you
9
get your
and 10.
Halloween kit.
Those I think have all been.
Oh, I thought they were.
And I'm going to use my doohickey and press this towards the green.
Janice got hers on Friday, so maybe
Yeah.
there. So I'm double checking on it right now, though.
Yeah, he can check the tracking number for it.
Yeah, we'll run the tracking number.
Well, he may not be able to log in from home to see that, but he can certainly check on it for you tomorrow.
He said it went out about a week ago, but he'll check the tracking number for you. He's checking the tracking number now. So.
Oh, even better.
Yep. Well, let's hope it didn't get lost in the mail. Sometimes I've lost some mail this year.
Have you?
Yes.
Well, we moved, so.
Not mail to me, mail going out.
I am loving this. I'm working on a project at home, a quilt that I designed, and it's these little tiny pieces. It's the 4-inch cube, and it saves me from getting up and having to go to the iron. Love it, love it, love it. Let's lay this out so that I don't sew them together in the wrong order, because I have made those mistakes.
We do have Thread of the Month Club tonight, and we have a giveaway.
We do.
Nice. Stay tuned.
Okay. I do struggle with triangles, getting them going the right direction.
It's one of those shapes.
It is. Okay.
Where we
And
have some
then
equilaterals and isosceles and scalenes or something.
Oh, we
Isn't
should
that what
piece
it is?
these together.
Been a few days. Oh, thanks, Molly.
Zing!
Julie says she loves the 4-inch cube, love the tiny pieces.
I love the 4-inch cube. If that's the same Julie that got the pineapple pattern, you can make that quilt. It's the same shapes. Your fabric requirements are a little bit different. I did make it in the 4-inch cube, and it was super cute.
Hey, Teresa, welcome to the show. Janice was saying one of her shipments went to St. Louis before coming to Leavenworth, so it took a scenic route.
You're kidding.
It's kind of like the plane rides these days.
How? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Margarita Day at the post office.
Sean actually kind of had a funny for you, Peggy. He said that it was delivered today. You might run down to the mailbox. It might be there. At least according to the post office, so we can't speak any further than that. But Cheryl's got a question.
Okay.
If you have the 8-inch cube, would you buy the 4-inch or 6-inch next to start something new?
I would buy the 4-inch because the 4-inch and the 8-inch go together. There is some dye overlap in those, but you can use your 4-inch and your 8-inch together. We did in our club, and if you're not watching, we go live. Club is third Thursday. I know a couple of you are on there. AccuQuilt Club is third Thursday of every month. We try to change it on the Quilters HQ calendar. If like Robert and I are traveling or there's a holiday or something where we just can't do club. So we go live during the 10:30 a.m. session, and the past videos are on YouTube for you to watch. And we do a lot of stuff. We did a project. It's not on the website for you to download, but I could put it out there. We did a project that combined the 8-inch cube and the 4-inch cube together. I would add the 6, and I would also add the 12-inch cube, because anytime you have a multiple, 6 is kind of out there on its own, but it goes well with the 12. But you can make 12-inch blocks with the 8-inch cube. So if you wanted to make a complex block with a lot of pieces and then a larger block that doesn't have as many, you can use the 12-inch cube.
Cheryl was saying, yeah, she tries to catch the clubs. So Julie said, yeah, the 4-inch goes pretty well with the 8.
Yep.
So good compliment there.
Yep. So some of them, I haven't made it yet, but some of the patterns, and it was a small project. It was a table runner. So it was pretty cool. A couple of people finished it. More than a couple, but...
She said thank you.
You're welcome. At home, I have the 4, 6, 8, and 12.
The building creaks sometimes.
Well, that was more like a pop.
Yeah, you know, warm, cold, contract. Mrs. Cranford, how are you?
There's always like weird stuff going on sometimes at night here. Being female, I'm always suspicious. Walking out in the parking lot and there's a car. So I'm like, what you doing? So I was thinking about designing some quilts that are themed and smaller. So stay tuned for that.
Question, what would cause fabric threads to stick down in the cutter? Oh, in the AccuQuilt?
In the AccuQuilt, over there,
Hey, Kathy, welcome to the show.
that just happens.
You got your die pick?
If you don't have one of these, looks like if you're my age, you've experienced this in the dentist's office chair. And it looks like a tartar scraper kind of tool. Some of the cutters, AccuQuilt sends it with, so if you got the Ready, Set, Go, you should have one of these. It comes in there. If you got the Go Big, it does not come in it. I don't think it comes in the Go Me. This is a die pick. I think they're like, I don't know. And we have them on the shelf back there. Will you grab one?
Mm-hmm.
So it happens. It happens to me. It happens to me here. It happens to me at home. And you get to do die maintenance with your die pick. And I'll show you how to do that here real quick.
It's really kind of a multi-function tool because it's also used to sometimes clean out threads, maybe wrapped around your...
I did use this as a tool. We were working on a move for a long arm, and thread had gotten down into the belt system, and I used it to kind of hook it into. These are $6.99. If you want one, comment, make it mine. I did have some threads sticking.
Hey Carla, welcome to the show.
And so all you do, you want to be careful of the blade, but you can just run this along the edge of the die right here. And just like getting your teeth cleaned with this tool, stuff just starts coming up to the surface. So our cutter works by pushing the fabric down into the die. So see, there's a thread that just popped out of it. Robert can hold it a little closer so you can see. So it works by pushing the fabric down into the die. That's right there on the corner. It works by pushing the fabric down into the die, and if there's threads down in there, it will cause you to have places where it doesn't cut. So you need to do that kind of maintenance every once in a while.
Let's see, we got some more comments here. Is there any way to get a picture of which fabric goes to which shape? I know the pattern is colored, but it is hard to tell which goes with which. Are you talking about the table runner that we're working on now, the fall one? Shelly?
Yeah, just let me know. If it is about this pattern, just go ahead and email your question to support@quiltershq.com, and I will respond with a diagram of what
Picture or
what picture, what fabrics go with which. Going along here. I like doing it this way because then I don't have to cut my threads. I'm not doing it so that I'm saving thread. I'm just doing it so I don't have to trim threads off of my pieces, because those tend to migrate to the top of my quilt, and that's just not as much fun. We need a name for this.
I'm gonna show
Oh, okay. I think that's important.
We need to name this machine.
Stephanie had a question for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite 1/4-inch piecing foot for the machine? That's a 570. It says, is it a 570 QE, which it is.
It is. It is the 97D. And in the 97D, this guide comes with it. So like I said, I am not a good sewer. I have good tools. So
That's like reinforced like behavior, right? So you are a good sewer. You use great tools.
I love it when the carpenters come in because they get it. They're like, oh yeah, good tools. Like, but yeah, this guide comes with it, with the 97D foot. And that's how I get this perfect 1/4-inch seam, because I would struggle if I had to just, and there are ladies out there that can do it. I'm not one of them. My grandmother could do this. I cannot. I need the guide. So if you struggle with your 1/4-inch seam, get the guide. If you don't have a Bernina, this one is for sale. She needs a name though. And I think because it's a QE, it comes with this foot. The Juki makes a gauge like this. It's a little bit longer, and I think it's kind of universal, and it will fit a lot of machines. So some of the machines that has a hole in the bed that you can screw that guide into. Some of them have an insert, like the Juki TL18 has a little dial right here that you screw the T-gauge into. Bernina has just holes built into their stitch plate or their machine bed plate. And I think they're fairly universal. Older machines used to just come with them. I don't know why they stopped sending them home with you, with your machines.
Let's see, Mrs. Cranford was saying, love the metal guide with the 1/4-inch seam.
Yep. So if it's something that you struggle with, get a tool, because it will be a game changer for you. I'm just going to move these out of my way because my pieces are getting a little bit longer. And then we're ready to start piecing, and I'm just making sure that my piece here matches, that the corners are going in opposite directions.
Miranda said the guide is a game changer.
Yeah. Good tools.
Good tools.
I have tried sewing with the 1/4-inch foot, the one that has that little aluminum guide on it, and it is set right. It's set for a 1/4-inch, but I have a bad habit of pushing my fabric against that guide.
Too tight.
And it's this really thin aluminum, and I move it. And so then I'm not getting that perfect 1/4-inch seam. So that foot doesn't really work for me. But this guide, this T-gauge, works really well. Gotta get the right piece. So if you finished this, go ahead and post pictures. Send them to us. We'll post them.
post them in the group.
Yep, we'll post them in the group. There is a Joan Sews Live group, and you want to make sure this one's going the right way too. Dark piece goes on the outside. There is also a Joan Sews AccuQuilt Go Club group. So join that one as well. And we're done with our rows. So let's just set these down. And if I take them off of here, they should be in order. Actually, all of these pieces are the same, so it wouldn't really matter. I'm trying to see if the iron's still on. It's not. That's okay, I don't need it on. You can kind of see our L coming together, and so I'm just going to press these in one direction.
Oh, we missed you too, Kathy. Hope everything's going well. I know it's probably busy. Yeah, Julie, there is a Facebook group. Just request to join that.
Yep, it is a private group. You do have to request and agree that you're not going to solicit or use hate speech or any of those things.
Mount tank tracks on your recliner.
Yeah. Post stuff that is not related to the group. Okay, so I just nested my seams, so I'm just going to sew these two together. Look how fast this block went together.
Oh yeah, it's really a pretty quick one.
Oops, broke my thread. This might need a new needle on it.
We do always say, you know, change your needle, so it might be due.
Well, you never know what happens in the store. I mean, people test sew and they'll bring their projects in, and that is a good thing to do. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If you're thinking about a new machine, bring what you're going to be sewing on. If you're just mainly a quilter and you're not doing anything extra, like bags or anything like that, you don't really need to do it because most shops will have those kinds of things in the store for you to try out.
Peggy's, or Mary's, Mrs. Cranford said, unless it was delivered to the wrong address. She said that happened recently. Donna was saying, what's the group that you mentioned?
So there's a couple of groups. There is a Joan Sews Live. I'm going to cut this and grab a leader because I'm doing the same thing again where it's wanting to push that fabric down into that. I think I'm going to go find that straight stitch plate before next week. Because I've struggled with
If we have
this.
that one still.
It comes with it.
No, I mean, the machine's for sale.
Yeah, if we have it next week, so.
It's in an adoption process right now.
Well, it's available for adoption.
There you go.
There we go.
Is that the Facebook too? Also? Group? Or, sorry. The AccuQuilt?
Yeah.
That's what she's asking there. Okay.
And just like tonight in our AccuQuilt Club, we go live on YouTube and Facebook, so whichever channel works best for you.
Whichever software. Yeah. There's the look. That's funny.
You gotta bring that stuff up.
Yeah. Okay, so they're on, Lana, they're on both, so, or I'm sorry, the Facebook. These are on Facebook.
Yeah, the groups are on Facebook. So I called the state of Kansas Treasury today Because
You're asking about software.
I was asking, so in Kansas, just get my leader started. So in Kansas, they do not, I went the wrong way with my, no, it's all good. They don't charge taxes on digital downloads. So, provided we do everything correctly. And I was looking for clarification on that. So, every once in a while they go through and change the tax codes and, you know, New Year and stuff. So, you can imagine it's not an easy read to figure out, okay, do we collect tax? Because we don't charge it. It's not our money, it's the governor's money. And we just collect it for them. And so reading these tax codes is kind of hard. And so I've heard, you know, stuff about classes in Kansas, and there's a couple ways to interpret it. And so, so today I just called them. I'm like, okay, well, is this considered software? Because OESD has started a new program where you can come in the store and purchase designs directly from us, and we can copy them onto your USB right there in the store, so you don't have to digitally download them from OESD. And so my question is, because that is sort of software, is it taxable? And so it was like almost an hour on hold. And then I got a number for another group in the state of Kansas, because I was like, well, okay, well, what if they bring their USB into the store and we copy it onto their USB, because then it's not...
Hey Barb, how are you tonight?
It's not downloaded, it's copied. And he was like, well, I think it's taxable. And so, I mean, these are questions that, you know, we really want to know the answer to, because if we don't collect it and then they come back and say, yeah, it's taxable, I get to pay it. Because the governor's not going to give up on their money. They want their money. So it's just kind of interesting how the same product in one circumstance is taxable, and in the next it's the same exact product and it's not. It's just depends on how it gets delivered, which is kind of weird to me and really vague. And in the end, he didn't really know the answer. He was like, well, I'm going to give you these people's number and they can answer this question.
Double check.
Yep.
Hey Karen, how are you tonight?
And then I was also looking for clarification on classes, because we have customers that come in and tell us, nope, classes are not supposed to be taxable. And because other shops aren't doing it, and I'm like, well, you know, I can only do what my shop's going to do. I don't base what we do on what other shops are doing. And so I asked him about that, and he's like, no, the class itself is not taxable, but if you give them something during the class, like a piece of stabilizer, then it becomes taxable. So that's a treat. So that was my afternoon. Just before we started. So that's why Robert was making fun and going, oh.
That's a good point. Etsy taxes you on all the digital downloads, so it's like... Anyway. Moving on, right?
Etsy is not a Kansas company.
That's true.
So, when you buy from Etsy, you're actually, I think they are in California, might be Amazon. So I don't know where Etsy's business location is. But since we're right here in Kansas, we abide by Kansas rules, right? So,
Color of the month. Oh, that's 2605, correct?
yes.
We went with 2605. Color of the month.
Those up here on the
And
home stretch.
you get this nice little box.
If
and
you're
part of the club.
if you want to join the club, if you're part of the club, you already got one.
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
if you want the color of the month, make it mine till it's ship or pickup.
Yep. It's 15% off for the show. If you're in the club, it's 20% off. And if you're not in the club, it's $20 to join. And all of your thread is 20% off, not just the color of the month. So
Stock up for the holidays. Facebook is buffering. Sometimes that happens.
sometimes it does. If you're in Kansas City and you have Google, they had an outage, what was it, a couple of days ago?
Yeah, there's some issues around the town.
But not today.
You know, next week is Thanksgiving already. Is everybody ready?
Part of what I love doing is going through all of my cookbooks and looking for a new dessert recipe.
Yeah, there you go.
That I was
We do have a lot of fun with that.
We do.
Because it's a tough choice.
I think the pumpkin bread pudding is a little bit done by now. I don't really want it again. For a while, anyway. I know you love it, but
Yeah, you want to try something else?
I do.
All right, it's something else this time around.
We were in Florida and had
Oh, Bananas Foster.
bread pudding. Bananas Foster bread pudding.
Bananas Foster bread pudding. Okay.
It was really, really delightful. But I'm actually thinking carrot cake this year.
It's the full price of a spool of thread. Oh, $15.99. If you're not,
14, but I could be wrong.
it's $15.99 on the website.
Oh, I just pressed my seams the wrong way.
Right.
I can turn it around. There we go.
Well, I think you're good.
I'm good. I'm good. Not good. Home stretch.
Let's see here. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We're going out this year.
Oh, nice. No cooking. No.
Yummy on the Bananas Foster bread pudding.
Yeah.
We're doing TV turkey dinners. Okay, those always got the good gravy in there. Amber Coffee, how are you? It has been a minute. I was actually thinking I needed to buzz you and see how you were doing.
Yeah. What you been making?
So we're finishing up that L and we got one more. Kathy said, it's the only day of the year I love to cook.
Yeah. I usually start cooking the day before.
We have got, is there a show next Wednesday? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday. So yes, we have a show for next Tuesday.
Yep, it's gonna look a lot like this show. Except
We're gonna do the other L.
We are gonna do the other L.
So Amber Coffee has been out of town on a grandbaby's birth. Congratulations!
Oh, congratulations! And there it is. L.
Hey Ruth, how are you tonight? Yeah, Tuesday, Patsy. Yeah, we will have a show next week.
Tonight's giveaway is brought to you by Brother Convention.
Nice. This is a cool bag.
This is a cool bag. It's got reinforced shoulder
that's
straps. Nice. And this was printed with the print moda.
Yeah.
And then there's a film that they put over it so that you can wipe it off if it gets dirty.
Yeah.
I would have used a little bit different color than white, but
it's probably what they had for convention. So.
It's probably what they had for convention. So this is our giveaway for tonight. It has this little embroidered lemon.
Yeah, that's cool. Kind of go with the yellow.
Yeah. And all of my extra little pieces.
Can't believe it's already here.
I know.
One more show and we're going to finish up this table runner. And it's going to be Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and
we will start something new.
Yeah.
Okay, so the doohickey. If you don't have one of these are $7.99, I think. It's a great little tool to have next to you. A lot of viewers can attest to this, that they love it. I have a couple because I tend to pick things up and then set them down somewhere else. Robert can vouch for that because he's helped me look for them at times.
Sometimes.
Comment, make it mine. Doohickey.
Who's our winner? Molly?
We'll get one.
Patsy
Wilkerson.
Patsy Congratulations, Patsy.
I don't know. Name's familiar. The AccuQuilt die pick. These are $6.99. Comment, make it mine. I also, again, have a couple of these because they get lost pretty easily. Does come, some people, which I thought was pretty smart, actually keep it inside of this so they can find it when they need it.
That's funny.
So that's our show for tonight. We can't wait to see you for next time. And as always, check your thread path. You saw the trouble that I was having in the beginning. Turned out when I reset the bobbin, it was fine after that. Check your thread path. Change your needle.
We'll have some great specials starting next week, so stay tuned. Who knows when we'll go live? We may just do it on a whim all the time. Who knows?
There's Cyber Monday.
And Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday.
Small
Be sure and
Business
support
Saturday.
your small businesses.
Yep,
We are definitely the little guy.
we are.
Hey, Kathy, have a great week. Everyone have a great week. And we'll see you Tuesday.
If not sooner.
If not sooner. Never know.
Good night.